Hi, this is Ann Rossley with Baird Warner. Today, we're talking about the Chicago housing market, particularly what's going on in downtown along the lakefront communities. Today, the median sales price for a single-family home is $1,170,000. That's an 11.4% increase over November of last year, and in fact, it is a 55.8% increase versus November of 2011, when the median sales price was $750,750. In terms of price per square foot, you can expect to pay $353 per square foot for a single-family home in Chicago, and that's up versus $251 per square foot in November of 2011. That is a 40.6% increase. In terms of sales year to date, January through November of 2021 versus January through November of 2020, there have been 1,520 single-family homes that have sold. Compare that to last year, January through November, that's up 40% versus the 1,085 that sold during the same time frame. Number of homes for sale. We have experienced a steep decline in the number of homes for sale. And in fact, right now in those same lakefront communities, there are only 234 homes on the market. That represents a 50% decline versus November of 2020. And as you can see on the chart, that is a huge decline versus previous years and previous months. So of course, it's no surprise. The month's supply of homes for sale, the absorption rate is only 1.7 months. That is a very sure seller's market for single-family homes in the Chicago area. For perspective, an average single-family home got 4.2 showings during the month of November, and it takes about 11 showings to get to contract. Those are just average numbers, but I wanted you to have a perspective. All right, let's flip the coin. Let's look at condos. The median sales price for a condominium today, downtown Chicago, is $395. That represents a 36% increase over 10 years ago when the median sales price was $290,000. Price per square foot, expect to pay $336 per square foot for a condo versus 10 years ago, you'd be paying $258 per square foot. That's a 40.6% increase since November of 2011. All right, year-to-date sales. 13,670 condominiums have sold from January through 2021 November. January to November 2020, there were 9,200. So we have seen an increase of 48.3% in the number of units closed. Very strong number indeed. Like single-family homes, the number of homes for sale has declined. It is not as steep a decline. You can see on the graph that there have been months where we've had fewer condos on the market, but it's still a big decline versus the high during COVID. So we have 3,492 on the market. That's down 39% versus last year at this time. So as you would expect, in terms of month supply, we are also down on condominiums. 2.9 months it takes to sell out all the inventory given our current rate of sale, and that's still a very good and strong market for condos. Showings. Typical condo got 3.6 showings during the month of November, and just like single-family homes, it takes 11 showings in order to get a contract on average. So that's it. That is the market in a nutshell. If you have questions, if you're thinking about buying or selling, let's connect.